now call to order the CRA, Vilano Beach CRA, and we will now proceed with agenda item number 4, presenting for the CRA, Ms. Vivian Browning. Good morning.
Good morning, Vivian Browning. I'm president of Vilano Beach Town Center and Main Street and our old redevelopment group out of the North Shore Improvement Association over the last 20 years. So speaking to our commissioners as the CRA agency, we became a CRA in 2002, and as a CRA, we've been able to do our improvements over the years, and we are working very hard to move forward. What I'm going to do with this PowerPoint is move through it pretty quickly. That would be helpful to all of us, but it will be on our website for people in the audience and other folks that may be here today. So what I'll do is move on through. We love to be called a waterfront community, vibrant, quality of life community, recreational, but we, along with the rest of the folks in St. Johns County, have had to deal with the virus. But I think our underlying walkable oceanfront, the river, our sidewalks, we're still hanging in there as a quality of life location. And if people who lived there didn't love us in the past, they're loving us even more because they feel safe out there. I wanted to point this out to you. There's a dotted line where the Vilano Bridge was or is in 1994. We realized as a community, we've been here before you now over 20 years trying to improve our community, and we realized that we were no longer a drive-through with the drawbridge. We became a destination. So that has been a blessing to us. We appreciate that. These items you pretty much can look over. The CRA is one of our high points. Without that infrastructure that y'all funded back at the early part of this century, we would not have Publix. Publix was our number one goal as a community. We didn't have services out there, a grocery store, but the CRA, they say wherever the sewer line ends, that's where development ends. So with having our infrastructure, we really appreciate that. And the grocery store opened in 12. Now we have 2 upcoming hotels. I talked to Fred Ashley yesterday. It's looking like the Holiday Inn that was designed by Les Thomas, downtown architect in St. Augustine, will open around February of next year. And the Hyatt will open about, they're saying June, but probably out into the summer of next year. We have joined under the help and support of the county. The Main Street program is under the National Historic Trust. We do have older buildings, and we're a 1920s community, but this organization has really helped us do our development. As we move forward in the coming years, what we want to do is cling to our CRA designation and work with the county departments. I tell you, to the agency and to you as commissioners, your staff we couldn't hope to or expect the kind of men and women who support our little community out there. And we do get information through the Secretary of State. That's why I'm here before you today. The $10,000 contract we have with the agency helps us provide. We could not have the Main Street program without this funding for our consultant, Sally O'Hara. She's in the audience. She'll raise her hand. She is the director, and she does all the documentation for the Secretary of State for our program. So that's the reason we're here for the contract. Other things is, I'm telling you, this is a big deal, and we haven't been before you on this except when we got our A1A designated as a trail part of the East Coast Greenway last year, and thanks to Commissioner Dean for leading this up with the Regional Planning Council and getting that designation for us. Under the Office of Greenways and Trails, we're now a trail town, and what trail towns do are provide services, groceries, lodging. The Usina family has the largest campground in the county, and it's on the trail, 2B Trail. So we think this is our next big thing out there. We're about 80% built out in the town center with these hotels, and when we get the 49 townhomes, the payback on the bonds, I believe, will be positively amortizing to pay those off, and then we'll be sustainable, and this trail town will be really help us with parking in the town center, because we no longer have to depend on the locals. They can bike or walk into the town, and the tourists from downtown can bike or walk over to the town center. This is a picture of how the trail, we finished up a feasibility. Part of the trail is actually in our CRA. You can see the pink area to the right. That includes most of Surfside and the town center, Vilano Road. So we hope to come back to y'all in the future and try to at least get something started on the trail, because in the beginning it'll be a local connector, and in the future it'll be East Coast Greenway also. We did expand about 2 acres to the north, so we've added town center mixed use in the town center this past year, and a small section to the south, so you can depend on more ad valorem tax base and more jobs. This is provided to us by Matthews Design, shows our real growth areas, and you can see that we have projects underway. This is how the Hyatt's going to look. It's very impressive. It's an Art Deco building, and then our Florida Vernacular Holiday Inn. So again, more. We think we're doing 5%, 9% a year according to the property appraiser. But what will happen when these 2 large buildings come on the tax rolls? It could be. I'm estimating $20 million in increased base, and then when the 49 townhomes, if they average $700,000, taxable at $400,000, that could be another $8 or $9 million. So I think all of this waiting and hoping, and we've been through the recession in the early 2000s. Us folks as volunteers, we could have said, well, we tried to improve our community, but it got too hard when everything headed south. But we are persistent. We believe in what we're doing, and we have a purpose, and I think it's going to pay off for the county, and it's going to pay off for us as a quality of life community. Here's some aerials. It does show the Hyatt, where you can still see the parking garage underneath. In the near area, it shows the Holiday Inn is already up, and it shows the proximity to Publix. And I'll tell you, when we got Publix, we felt like, what a convenience. We had 700 people at the opening, thanks, and many county commissioners and staff attended, but you couldn't even go in and buy groceries. So they were astounded that we had 700 people welcome Publix to Vilano, and they couldn't even buy any groceries. But this store has become our lifeline through the virus for locals to get groceries, pharmacy, and even liquor if they have to have any. But we really feel that Publix is our partner in keeping our folks going. Here's some of the numbers. We do feel like we're, especially our volunteer hours. If you notice, we put in 4,000 hours. That's all of our committees, all of our members doing work, about $100,000 worth of work. So we pay our property taxes. Most of us live out there, and we have businesses. But the key thing we do is provide volunteer hours, not to have the staff have to do the work. Also, we're looking forward to all the upcoming events. Y'all can look over these. What we do is this $10,000 will be a small portion of our budget. Our budget runs $40,000 to $50,000 a year, and $10,000 provides the base to do our deliverables to the state and the CRA. The rest of it, we get donations and memberships, and we also get grants. So we're Viva Vilano. We're still very positive, and it's we're all proud to be an American today on voting. We hope people keep on voting, and we hope that y'all support this $10,000 renewal of our contract. It's not a new contract, and I'd like to thank especially Joy Andrews over the years for helping us get this contract and keep it renewed. I feel like I can call her and say, how's it going? Jesse Dunn is always very good. Property appraiser, Eddie Creamer. We want the good news and the bad news, but he's been giving us good news in the recent years. So thank y'all for your support over the last 20 years, and we urge you to support this contract renewal. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Browning. Any questions, comments for Ms. Browning? All right, we'll open up for public comment.
Public comment on item 4, the grant to the Main Street CRA, Vilano Beach. I see no calls from outside, any public comment inside. I see none. Mr. Chairman, back to you.
The public comment now closed. We're back to the board. Any comments, questions? If not, I'll entertain a motion.
I'm prepared to make a motion, Mr. Chairman. Move to adopt Resolution 2020-2, approving an extension of the terms, provisions, and conditions of the contract between the St. Johns County Community Redevelopment Agency and Vilano Beach Main Street, Inc., in an amount not to exceed $10,000 for the purpose of providing services in support of economic development within the Vilano Beach Community Redevelopment Area, and authorizing the county administrator or designee to execute the contract substantially in the same form as attached on behalf of the St. Johns County Community Redevelopment Agency.
I have a motion by Commissioner Dean. Do I have a second?
Second.
I have a second by, I'll give it to Commissioner Blocker. Any discussion? Seeing none, we'll proceed with a roll call vote. Commissioner Dean?
Yes.
Commissioner Blocker?
Yes, sir.
Commissioner Waldron?
Yes.
Commissioner Johns?
Yes.
I'll be a yes as well. Thank you, ladies, very much for coming.
Mr. Chairman, can I take 15 seconds?
Sure.
I just want to express my gratitude and appreciation to both Vivian Browning and Sally O'Hara. In my role as District 5 Commissioner over the last 4 years, I don't think I've come across any two people that work harder and accomplish more than they do on behalf of all the residents and visitors of Vilano Beach. It's kind of an amazing operation to watch, and I can assure you they stay in constant contact with me and let me know what's going on an almost daily basis for Vilano Beach, and they're to be commended.
Thank you very much, ladies, for coming today.